Hey everybody, it's Ashley and I am back live. It's Wednesday at noon and I am so excited to be here with you all. Hopefully I put in a YouTube video up yesterday and also put it in my Facebook group. So if you're not a part of my Facebook group, come join. It's a free group. A lot of fun, and I'm always putting up videos and tips and things like that. So actually my video yesterday was on Pinterest, and I did video pins in PowerPoint. So check that out. You can check out on YouTube. I have a Pinterest uh, marketing type show. What do you call it? Playlist? There we are. That's the word I'm looking for. Playlist. All right. So published with Ashley.podia.com. Check it out. I've got freebies. I've got a class, of course, on just getting started in low content books, and I'm starting mini courses, so that's been fun. First one's on websites, and I don't know what the next one's going to be on. I have a few ideas, so we'll see. Sorry about the airplane noise. I live close to an airport, and I also live by an Air Force base, so we get to hear F-22s. Hey, Mike, I'm so glad to see you here. I think the plane you can hear it is, I think it's just a commercial airliner, but it could be an F-22. I'm not sure. I think it's a commercial airliner. They're apparently taking off on the runway that goes kind of by my house. All right, so today we are going to talk about repurposing. I'm going to talk about the brand I decided to create and how I decided to specifically create it with this idea in mind, and my experience of taking my KDP products and putting them on Etsy as printables. I know I love planes too. That's why I joined the Air Force, right? I've got to fly in F-15s all the time, so that was a lot of fun. Anyway, yes, F-15s. It was fun. Anyway, so Printable store, and so what I did is I created a brand, and with the intent that it was a very niche brand. That was kind of my goal. It was a very niche brand. It's very focused on a specific group of people. You know, there's like a million of those people in the world. So it's not like literally in the whole world. So it's not like I'm targeting everybody, right? I'm targeting a very, very focused group of people, but it's something that wasn't out there, or at least I didn't think it was out there very well, and it wasn't very represented. And so I wanted to create a whole brand around that. And it was, what I noticed, very well represented on Etsy. And so what I decided to do, but it's not very well represented on KDP. So that's obviously an opportunity you could take advantage of. I noticed it was very relevant in Etsy, but not on KDP yet. So that is something that if you look through Etsy and see things that are there that aren't trending on Amazon yet, those are opportunities for you. And so that's why I decided to create a brand around this. I did a test book last year, and it sold like crazy over the Christmas. It was like a yearly thing. So it sold really, actually, I just sold 2 of them last month, which at this point in time, it's kind of the end of the year. So I'm still happy I got 2 sales, but it sold like crazy last year, and I just did a test book. So this year I put a lot more effort into a lot more products. I expanded it to kids and adults, and kind of to really focus on this niche. And then what I do, you're an engineer, Mike? I am an engineer as well, electrical engineer. I know, I'm geeky like that. It's always fun. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Everyone's like, you don't look like an engineer. Like, I don't know what I should look like, but I apparently don't look like an engineer. Anyway, it's probably the bubbly personality. It throws people off. There's not too many social engineers, and I'm very social. I'm very type A personality though. So anyway, focus, right? I'm focusing. I'm sorry, I'm scatterbrained today, so y'all can just roll with me. All right, so I decided to create the brand and create all these prints, or all them on KDP. And then my plan was to take and repurpose them as printables on Etsy. So you do have to change them up a little for Etsy. And the biggest thing about Etsy you really need to know is it's all about presentation. I think the numbers are like 80, 90% of buyers on Etsy purchase based upon the photos or the pictures. So you really got to look at stores that are doing really well on Etsy and see how they lay things out. You don't want to copy, but like certain layouts are, it's not too hard to find like similar type layouts. So find a store that's doing well that you think have attractive pictures, and then make pictures similar. If it's a printable, you have the paper out, or you have maybe somebody, you buy one of the mock-ups like of a spiral bound, and then you put a page on the mock-up. So Etsy is really about pictures. And then you have to take your product and make it more printable friendly, which generally consists of deleting some pages for me, or maybe moving pages around, or deleting down to the essential pages. For example, if it's repeating pages, I don't necessarily repeat every single page. I just give them, the 7 pages that are repeated, right? So that they can just print as many as they need. But I do think through, like, would they print this front and back? How would they print this? And then I try and create the pages so that they could print them as easy as possible. So it does take some effort, but it's not a lot of effort. It's more just thinking about how would they print it and that sort of stuff. And generally it's about deleting pages. The hardest thing is really making those mock-ups for Etsy. And it's not hard. Once you get a template going, I kind of have a template that I've created on PowerPoint. And then all I redo is, put the different pages in there from the specific thing. And then I just repeat the same 4 mock-ups. I think I have 4 mock-ups for most things. I think some I have 5, depends on what it is. But I just, place the particular pages in that mock-up, and then rewrite the wording so that it matches what I'm selling. And so I've done this, and I'm excited because the brand has been doing pretty well on Amazon already. I have 6 products that are selling in the somewhere between 200 and 100,000 range in BSR, which I know isn't a ton, but their profit margin is about $6. So, I'll take that any day. And then it's just starting because it's really a yearly thing. So I'm really planning on my sales being December, January, February, March. And then I also added some year-round products, and I was really, really excited because I woke up yesterday to 35 of those year-round products purchased. I made them for like a group. So it's like a church group or something would buy, 30 of them for their students. And so those were kind of my year-round things. So you can definitely buy them individually, but I kind of thought bulk minded, like teachers would buy things for their students, that kind of thing. So I was really excited that that's starting to work. And on the other front of taking it all and putting it together to create that brand so that, I don't have to create 3,000 products. And don't get me wrong, I have over 3,000 books now. I like to create a lot of stuff. So if I have a great idea, I just go do it because it's fun for me. But I did want to, this year and going into this next year, focus on a brand or 2. I have another brand I'm going to work on next year as well, and build it out so that maybe the whole brand has 30, 40 products, right? And then just focus on advertising those or creating something new or something specific for that audience. Hey, Teresa, I'm so glad you're here. We've been talking about Etsy. Oh, you'll have to watch the beginning. I've been chatting a lot about KDP and Etsy and reuse. So my experience has been, like I said, I just started selling this brand, and I've just expected it to start picking up and on KDP, and it's picking up. I have a few books in the 100,000 range. And then I got a great 35 yesterday. Someone bought 35 of a particular year-round type thing in this brand. And then what I'm doing is I am creating, so in the books I'm selling on KDP, and this is what my mini course goes into, I have a website that I'm directing them to. And I decided to make this a super simple website, and just something I can throw up there that I could grow to be bigger later. And that's kind of what the mini course goes through. And then also creating the landing page. So I say, hey, get your free coloring pages here. And then directing them to the landing page, and then they get the automatic free downloads. It sends them an automated email saying, hey, thanks for joining my email list. And honestly, I don't send that many emails out. If you guys are part of any of my email lists, I am not email crazy. I send something out if I see a good deal, or I know I should be better, but I don't. I'm sorry. Maybe you're glad you don't get as many emails from me. I'm just not email crazy. I should be, but I'm not. And so getting their email address to try and, as I do a new product. And like I said, this brand is meant to have like 30 products. So my new release isn't going to be that many. But I have their email address, so I have it. And then also what I'm also doing is I have another thing in there that says, hey, are you interested in printables? Check out the sister site, my sister store in Etsy, if you're interested in printables. And so I'm building out that. So I'm reusing that KDP data and I'm putting it on Etsy. And then I've also, I'm going to do some more printable, like poster type things that are of interest to my specific audience, and just put those on Etsy. But they're just a printable poster thing that you would frame, for a kid or something, a motivational quote, and it's specific to this specific niche. So I'm going to create some of those and make sure they're in my shop for Etsy as well. And I'm really happy with this. And why I'm telling this whole story is because I'm starting to see traction in my efforts, because I'm starting to see my Etsy stuff sell. I made $200 extra last month, which I know isn't a huge amount, but all I did was take my KDP stuff and recycle it and put it on Etsy. Okay. And that's all I did. And I made $200 extra. So, hey, right. Not too bad. And then like I said, I expect sales to start picking up because of how seasonal this item is. And then I'm going to add some extra Etsy things to my store. So I thought that was really a cool thing that happened and that you can kind of recycle. And then I'm also trying, since I'm doing this whole brand thing, I'm focusing on Pinterest and putting not only pinning and creating, building up my pin board, but I'm building it up to advertise my KDP products and also my products on Etsy as well. Like, more focusing on, hey, are you interested in a printable version of it? Check out the Etsy store. Are you interested in, a printed version that, it's all good to go? Well, then check out this portion. So I'm trying to, with one Pinterest account, direct people in two ways that would be particularly interest to them. Now, maybe that won't work. Maybe pushing two ways is too confusing for people, but we'll see. I figure it's people who are interested in a certain item, depending on how they are. Because like I said, it's a very small niche. This is like literally 1 million or 2 million people in the entire world. It's very niche. It's going to be, they're going to be interested in purchasing maybe from different areas. Anyway, so I need to set up a landing page for my Etsy shop with a freebie. You know what? Can you do a freebie on Etsy? I honestly don't know, Teresa. I haven't tried. I thought about it because I really like to do a freebie on Etsy, and I just haven't tried it yet, or I haven't been, I guess, researching enough to see if you can do a freebie. I know you can offer, I guess, yeah, you offer a freebie right on your Etsy thing saying, hey, go to something, and you can get your extra freebies. I have not done that, but I don't think you can do a freebie listing, like the listing itself is free. I don't think you can do that. 200 isn't, I know 200 isn't like something that's horrible, right? It's pretty good. Now that doesn't count their fees and their 20-cent listing thing, but the 20-cent listing thing, that's not too bad. And then their fees aren't actually too bad. So it's probably like 180 in the long run, but hey, I'll take my $200 or $880 just for taking and repurposing, it onto another platform. And like I said, I'm trying to, because I found this is a niche that was popular on Etsy, I'm excited to see just even some extra traffic from that. And then also seeing that this niche was popular in Etsy, but nothing was really on KDP, that I can expand both sides of that. And I'm glad I got a web page set up, because when my friends ask me, hey, let me see your stuff, I can say, hey, check out my webpage. And it actually directs them to a particular brand under its particular niche, because with my 3,000 books, they're all in whatever I was darn well interested in. So that's great for sales, and I have good sales. But as far as directing your friends and family to them, it's totally undoable. So this was good because it's a specific, with my family, a specific niche within my family that we're familiar with and that sort of stuff. So that's been really good, and maybe not hugely helpful, but I think it's been getting me a few sales here and there, and at least it's getting the word out within my circle of influence, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, that you can think, I think getting the initial experience and making a bunch of books and figuring out and learning how to create covers, learning how to create interiors, that's a process. But once you kind of get that down, I think you need to start focusing down on creating that brand. So you don't have, it's a model. You can create 3,000 products. I still love to create planners, and you'd create one really pretty awesome or two pretty awesome interiors and then just a bunch of fun covers. And I like doing that. So I don't mind. I think I put up another 250 planners. I'm working on my Spanish planners right now. I don't speak Spanish, but my daughter does. So she's been helping me. So I'm putting on my Spanish planners right now. So that's been entertaining. I did okay with them last year, so I thought I'd do it again this year and maybe do a little bit better job. So I'd still like doing all that, but it's, everything requires some work. And I think I wanted to spend less time all over the place this year and focus down more on stuff that I can control a little bit better. And that's why there's this whole taking what I made from KDP, creating a brand, connecting it with Etsy, connecting the two together with a freebie, landing pages, directing people from KDP to my Etsy store if they're interested in printables for these sorts of products, and then that Pinterest account to advertise both. So I wanted to it's all work, right? It's just a matter of what type of work do you want to do. And I love having the ability to do whatever I want with a creative idea if I have it. And maybe I get lucky, maybe I don't, but it was something fun to do. But I also wanted to try and focus down and create more focused products that I could sell at the $8.99, $9.99 range, and do a really good job with them. So, so that's kind of why I've wandered down this path. But, I still have over 3,000 books, but I wanted to maybe the word diversify is the right term. I wanted to have like the large span of books, but then focus down on stuff that I could maybe control a little bit better, or at least feel I have some control over. It does take more work. It's a little bit slower. So I will say that, but it's all work, right? It's just a matter of what kind of work you like and what kind of business model you want. That's the great thing about low content books. You can change your business model, right? I have wandered all over the, from kids create actual kids books to create kids chapters books, fiction, clean romance, young adult sci-fi, to low content. Like I have hit everything because I like to. But I decided, and that's what I like about it, that I can change my mind. But I wanted to refocus a little bit this end of this year and going into next year. And so I'm going to really focus. I've got this one brand set up, and then the next brand I'm setting up for, it's a summer type brand. So I'm going to spend the beginning of January building that out more and doing the Pinterest account and doing all the things that go with it, rather than just having the books up there, but kind of creating a whole account around it. But it is a summer-ish niche, so I'm not really worried about putting it off. But I'm hoping that helps, because this niche is kind of the October to like April timeframe niche. I'm putting in year-round products, and then I'm that summer one that goes from spring until the end of fall. That's kind of because it's outdoorsy, that niche. So that's kind of the outdoors time, but you still get Christmas sales and people going to the places and things like that, and they're planning for the next year. So you still get sales over Christmas, but that's kind of my plan. The only one I haven't worked out that I have my lowest sales in is I always have my lowest sales in August and September. And I know composition notebooks and teacher notebooks sell really well, but I apparently not cracked that niche because I never do well. So I need to find something else in that time frame that I excel at. I know there's people killing it with composition books. Like I know, Teresa, you said you did really well with a mermaid. Me, I'm apparently that's not my thing. All right. See, okay. Mike says you inspire me to create a brand, but it's a nightmare of time and here, so I'm not quite done yet. I know it does take time, right? I started this brand journey in January, but I didn't get serious about it until I think August? No, September. September is when I got serious about creating my brand. If you follow my YouTube channel, I said, oh, I have these 2 brands. I didn't get serious about it until September this year. But I'm starting to see the results of that. And so that's why I want to share that with you. It is work. It is effort. It is, time. But I'm starting to see the results. Because before I was like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. But it was kind of a half-hearted effort. I kind of still finished all my little projects that weren't focused on my brand. And then in September, I said, no, I'm sitting down working on my brand. I'm going to build this up. And I'm starting to see the results. So I'm happy with that. And I just wanted you all to know that and see that, there's light at the end of the tunnel on either side. If you want to make $1 million bucks, go for it. If you want to build a brand, it's still work. It's a different kind of work and it takes a while. But I think in the long run, you're going to be happier with that because you got a little more control over it versus just cross your fingers and hope the Amazon algorithm loves you. So there's always advertising. So you know what? If you do a bunch of books and you are fantastic at targeting advertising, go for it because you could kill it if you are a super awesome advertiser who takes the numbers and does the testing and repeat and testing. If you're into that and that is your thing, you can really kill it that way. I totally believe that. But that takes work too. It's just, it's a different kind of work, right? So it's all what you like and how you want to do it and what you want to put your effort and focus into. All right. You're still selling your composition book. I'm so excited for you. I'm glad somebody can do a composition book. I have this gorgeous, it's really cute. My kids love it. I've sold like 3 of them. It's really cute with a mermaid. And I have a lot of really cute ones that my kids love, but darn it, I don't know. I don't have the knack for composition notebooks, apparently. I don't know, but I've got to find something in the August timeframe. So that's actually my note. I think yesterday I was going through my earnings to see, because I track them in an Excel sheet and graph them. Yes, I'm geeky like that. And consistently August, September is my lowest point. And I know why that's my lowest point, because that's my brands and things I do aren't really August and September sellers. So I know that. I just need to figure out a brand that works for me, or something that works for me in that niche. Because I tried teacher notebooks last year and I was okay at that. Not good. And I tried composition notebooks the year before and I was apparently terrible. I think I sold like 4 and I had like 100 up there and I sold like 4. I was like, oh, apparently this isn't my niche. So I've just got to figure out something. And we'll work on that, right? All right. A brand $1 million would do nicely. I totally agree with you. I'll take $1 million. No, I don't even need $1 million, but it'd be nice, I guess. But I love the idea that now I can give my friends who are interested in this particular niche this, website and saying, hey, check out, because they always are like, what do you do? Right? The age-old question. I generally say I'm a publisher and author, and they just kind of shake their head at me. So this, I'm excited because I can say, hey, go check out this website. And then that way, they can purchase or tell their friends or whatever. So I'm excited about that I took the plunge. I decided to do it. So hopefully this is all helpful. Any questions, Mike or Teresa or the other few people who are on here? Any questions? Because that's kind of it. But I just wanted to tell you that yes, you can take your products from KDP and put them on Etsy. But remember, it's niche, right? It's got to be niche because that's how Etsy does its best. And you got to make the pretty pictures. Sorry, you got to spend time on the pretty pictures. But once you get the templates, it's a lot easier. Once I kind of figured out my template, it goes a lot easier. And then I copy and paste. You can copy a listing on Etsy. So that's kind of nice because I just have to change up a little bit depending on what it is. And so that's been helpful. So now that I've kind of got, I think I have 20 products in my store now. Once I've got like that, it's been a lot faster and an extra $200. And it's hands off, right? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to send anything. Occasionally, I think I've gotten 4 questions from customers. So I just text or you text them through the Etsy app or whatever. And I just answered their questions. Super easy, right? It was not that much effort on my part. So that was really neat. Okay. I don't know how to cope with this in 4 girls. I don't know either sometimes. I have to yell at them like, hey, I'm doing my YouTube channel. Please don't get on the internet or yell or scream or come into my room. But they still do all that thing. So you get to hear them. They're pretty good. There's my oldest daughter. So the Etsy store is actually mine and hers. And so last night I was going through, and so this is fun to do on Etsy. What I suggested to do her is digital invites. It's a thing. Check it out on Etsy. If you're like, what's a digital invite? Check it out on Etsy. So I was teaching her last night how to do that on Canva because I thought it was something she could do that was quick and easy and add to the Etsy store because it's mine and her Etsy store. Mostly mine because I put stuff up and she doesn't. But, I think it's really fun for her to see, like I put stuff up and I made $200 and she's like, you've made money and I haven't. It's like, you have one product on there, honey, one. She's like, I know. So, it's been fun to kind of help her do this. So she was interested in the digital invites because it looked easy. It's like, no, it's not hard, but it's something that's quick that I think she could do very well, very quickly. So that's kind of what she decided to focus on. So we were learning how to do that on Canva last night. So there's all new skills. And so, it's fun. So yes, I'm training them early. I keep trying to convince my daughters to have a business versus work at a job because they've got so much energy in life. And I could just see them sitting in front. I see them sitting in the front of the computer with this virtual schooling and it's like killing them. They're so exhausted and so tired. And like, they don't even get to be like kids and go out and do stuff, right? I was like, oh, this is going to be rough. So I've been trying to convince them to, work in front of the computer and then play, and find ways to do that. Anyway, so I think that's it. Any questions, thoughts? If not, that's kind of all I got for today. I will keep you all posted on my whole Etsy journey. I'm so excited for Q4. Yesterday when I got that 35 orders, I almost cried because I was like, it's working. It's finally working. And I see that coming, and it was a lot of work, Mike, to put it all together and not seeing results, right? You're like, oh, I'm just trusting this is going to work. And so it has been, but I'm going to give you the things. It's work. It's very focused. It's very niche. And there was a lot of back end stuff to make it kind of all fit together. And I'm really hoping it'll all fit together in the end. All right. Okie dokie. So I will talk to you all next Wednesday. Look for another video. Maybe I'll do one on digital invites. That was fun. I was fiddling and learning how to do that the other night. So maybe I'll teach you guys how to do digital invites on Etsy. I know I have too many ideas, but it was something fun I learned. So maybe you guys would be interested too. So maybe I'll do something about that. All right. And I will talk to you all next week. Thanks so much for being here. Bye. If I can end the broadcast, my mouse ran out of batteries. Digital invites. I will show you how to do them. They're going to be fun.